Hey guys, what's up? Today we have something artistic and very creative. This is the preview for today's course. Yeah, so you get the idea, you get the feeling. We're gonna be a bit creative, and as usual, file down is down in the description. All assets are included, also fonts. What you need to do is to download, and you can get started and you can get creative. We're back with the file. First thing first, let's delete all of the artboards. Let's start by adding our first artboard. It's a 1920p. And what we want to do next, select the entire artboard and let's change the fill to black, full black. Works very good. Okay, so here you can see all the components that we'll be needing for this video, and I think we should just make a copy and add them inside here. The first group, the logo, the menu, a bit different menu, not the 3-stripe burger, I'm sick of it. Our skills or services or whatever you want to name them, our slider, and the main thing, the main image. Let's make sure this is aligned to bottom, right to the very bottom. Perfect. Let's make sure it's centered. Let's make sure those are centered, and this one we need to rotate it like 90 degrees. Let's edit this value if you have them on the y-axis. Let's make sure let's say 60 pixel to top works, and these two, let's just align them in the middle of their axis. Perfect. Let's say let's go with 50 to left for all the components. For these two, more exactly 50 to right for this one. And for the main component where we have the image, since it's already centered, we want to move it like 20 pixels to left. Hold shift and the left key, 10, 20, and it's perfect. So far so good. Let's add the main attraction for today, the typo part. And let's quickly rename the artboard to let's say intro. I will let you know in a minute why. All these pictures, I created them like 1 year ago. It was something more like fun stuff to do. It was a lot of photo editing and cropping, and yeah, I tried to make some digital prints, and why not use them here in a more useful way. Great. Let's create a new artboard, a new copy, and we can rename it home. And on the intro artboard, we want to displace the typography part into separate directions. select them both, reduce opacity to 0, and we can leave it like so. What we want to do next, pretty simple, pretty easy. Make a new copy, just add the painting typography part instead. Oops, I made another copy. Instead of the art direction, we can just put them, align them very perfect like so. And we want to delete the art direction. I think this is it. Yeah, we want to delete it. And pretty much this is done. Wow, that's fast, 5 minutes. Well, actually the hardest part, it's yet. It's starting right now. Well, if we do a quick preview, a quick prototype, we go into the prototype tab. We want to select the home artboard, the entire artboard, link it to the home, and we want to add a time trigger with 1 second delay, or maybe 2, 3, your choice. Action auto animate, destination it's okay, is out, and let's say 1 second. Let's see what happens. Let me just decrease it. A very small transition. I think it's a bit too fast. I think we can go easy in, easy out, and increase the duration by 1.5. Let's see it again. Let's say it's better. We can leave it like so. But what happens if I hover the main component? It's something different. Okay, no worries. I will try to explain it as better as I can. It's really simple. It's not really that complicated to have to add different animation states for any component that you create. Now let's just focus on our prototyping, and from the home page we want to get inside the group of the photography, portraits, paintings, and just select the paintings, link it to the, let's rename it painting, link it to the painting artboard. And now what we want to do, get inside, switch to the design tab, get inside the group, move the photography with the painting, switch places, and for the paintings we want to have full 100% opacity, and now for the photography 50%, 25 and 10. Now let's add the, oops, we don't want to change the round corner radius. Let's say let's delete those values. Also this, now we should have a 15 pixels. Perfect. Let's also check here to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on back. delete those values again. Let's make it beautiful, 15 here. And for this one, we just want to delete it and make a copy from this one and paste it to the intro artboard. And we're done. Okay, let's go back here. Let's switch to prototype. I think we already linked it. We want to trigger tab to the painting, is in, is out, 1.5 seconds. I think it's perfect. Let's click the paintings and voila. Now, to play a bit more, we want to link back the photography to the home artboard, and let's check it again. Oops, I hover. You see how the painting and the art direction are morphing in to different shapes, and I will explain you how I did it with a very simple technique. Maybe some of you already know, or some of you maybe not. Great. Oh, it's another hover state for the menu. You can see here. And I think the prototyping section is done. We linked all that stuff together. Very easy, since we have the state update, which saves us a lot of time, and thanks God that we have it. Whew, it's a major update regarding a lot of stuff like workflow in terms of creating new elements, new artboards. It's very time saving and it's very useful. That's one big update that all of us had been waiting for a very long time. Okay, so let's discuss each component in part, how I did them and how they really work. Let's switch to the design tab and we can go here, the first one. Oh no, here in the paintings we want to also change the image. Since this is a component and a lot of elements are grouped together and masked, we want to enter inside the mask group, and you will see here a crop file, this image and this black image, those two, and we want to put them right in the viewport here. Now what we just simply did is move those two files which were above the Jaguar file, and we just drag them above the file, above the Jaguar girl print. You see, we just move them, and this is the hover state. And if you go to paintings, we created a new slider, a lot of fun effects, cool effects, and you name it. I have the cool art direction transition, the sliding gallery, perfect. And another thing that we can just edit here is maybe just edit the black color. Maybe you want to have a different color here instead of black. Let me show you. The hover, the paintings, back, paintings. And as you see here, since they're independent components, not really independent like child components, in the painting artboard we just changed this color background just here, but here we still have it in black. Since they're child components, let's right click, edit master component. Here it is. If you want to do just one edit and all the child components inherit that change, you want to edit the master file, the master component. And if I change it here in this color, if you go, all the child components had applied that color, but this one didn't, because we already changed it, sorry, and it will remain that way. So let's undo some steps. Let's leave it black. So let's go back to the master component and talk a bit how it works. This is a master component. As you can see, the full diamond here, the fill is green. That indicates that's the master component, which you want to leave it somewhere safe. Those are the child, and you can see here we have a dot inside the diamond. I think this represents the color change that we did earlier. You can see here we don't have it, so this indicates that we did some changes to this component that are not directly related to this one. So independent changes for this component. I think this is why the dot is inside the diamond. And okay, so how I did this component? Simply, you can just go into the component and see how it was done. Simply just had three images, three assets. Like this is the first one. I think this is the transition between images, background, and the main image. The rectangle is the mask for all of these three assets. Just added some elements behind them. Two rectangles. Select them all together. Let me just make a new copy. Ungroup component, and we have it as an individual component or asset. Two rectangles. This is a mask group, ungroup mask, and pretty much this is it. Three assets grouped together and masked with another rectangle. Oops. Select all of them. Command Shift M to make the mask on Mac. On Windows, I really don't know. I think it's Control Shift M. I hope. I'm not sure. Added these stylish elements. Again, selected all of them and Command K, and we have a component with a default state. Okay, let's discuss a bit about states. So let's say this is our component that we created with default. This is the default state for this component. So what can we do? You can just click on the plus. Let's add a hover state for this component, and with the hover state selected in the right menu, we want to add, to change or alter the position, or I don't know, let's rotate those elements a bit. And this is the final state when you hover this component. If we switch back to the default state, it snaps back to the original file, to the original component, how we initially did it. And when you hover, it will change to the desired position. Let's take a look here. I just created an artboard, and when you want to preview it, to take a look of how things work, you want to be sure it's on the default state. And let's just press play. You can see this is the final position and states and orientation or zoom, or I don't know, everything you want, and it goes back to the default, hover, default, hover. And another cool thing, if you go to the prototype tab and you select this component, we can add more interactions to the states. So we want to add not a tab, the trigger is the hover, and we just want to change the easing. Maybe we want to, I don't know, bounce, duration 4 seconds. Let's take a look. And we have a bounce effect between the two transitions, between the two states. We just added the bounce effect, which is horrible. Let's say snap, very sharp. Ease in, is out. 1 second. That's different. That's smooth. That's cool. Great. Let's just, let's not delete it. And instead of the hover, let's switch to the design tab and let's add a new state, and we're gonna name it tap. No, top, tap. Tap 1. And in the tap 1, we just want to have it like so, and maybe just increase the stroke size. So when you hover, you will not get anything, but let's tap. Why it's not working? Let's go to prototype. Interaction tab. Oh yeah, I think we need to set this up. And destination, we want to have the tap 1. auto animate is in, is out. 1 second. I think now it should work. Yeah, but we don't have a reverse effect. We need to create it on the prototype. With the tab selected, add an interaction tab, and we want to go back to the default state, choose destination default state, and now it should work. Yeah, nice. And I think that let's add another state, tab 2, and in the tab 2 we want to, let's move it, let's put the crocodile image here. Let's switch to the prototype, interaction tab, it's okay, choose the destination. No, from the, we need to set the tab 1, and we want to choose the destination, the tab 2 is in okay, and on tab 2 add a new interaction, trigger another tab, and destination we want to go to the default state, and simply default tab we go to this one, another tab we go to this one, another tab we go back to this one. Let's take a look. 1 tab, 2nd tab, 3rd tab. Super cool, I love it. Okay, let's delete this. I hope I was pretty clear. If not, you should watch it again, like twice. So the same thing was added for the menu button. You can see the default state is like this. The hover is like this. We just add an hover effect. If you want, you can add a hover effect to the logo, maybe to this component. And yeah, let's change the naming here to Sobek. And the last thing that we want to discuss, it's the transition between the art direction and the painting. Let's break it down and see how I did them. Well, actually, again, it's pretty simple. Are basically just 2 vectors which are masked and grouped and have the same namings. But let me show you. Let's ungroup. You can see those 2 are the masks, and this is the group with all the paths inside. And how I actually did them, I just went to Illustrator, just typed art direction, right click, create outlines, and I had created an outline vector which I copy pasted into Adobe XD, and also changed the namings. Let's ungroup this one. Same masks. This had 2 groups. And here is the tricky part. I just added a few extra letters. So, why I did add the extra letters? So each vector has the same number of paths of elements inside as the first one. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. We have 12 here. We need to have 12 here. and I just copied some letters from this one and just reduce the opacity to 0. And simply with the masks, let's group this. This is a group. Let's put it in one color. We need to make 2 copies. And with this, I just masked this part. And with this, we need to bring it in front. I masked this part. And I put them side by side, and we have 2 independent vectors which you can play with them. And the same thing I did it with the paintings. Let's make a group. Let's make sure they always a group. We need to have 2 copies. Command Shift M for masking, again for this one. And they will fit perfectly. The naming is super important. And now you can just go into this group, and you want to maybe, let's switch to the layer panel. Group 1. Let's select all of those. And why do I have no, I think it's an issue here. Let me delete it and switch to this one. Oops. So yeah, I think this one, it's another copy which can be deleted. Yeah, delete the entire group. It was just another extra copy which I accidentally placed it. And I think this one, yeah, delete it. Yeah, we simplified the file a lot. So pretty much that's it. Oh, one thing with the painting. So let me just quickly ungroup all the things. Ungroup, unmask, la la la. Now we have 2 because one is the direction mask and one is the art. Or you can just simply delete those from here, these, and have the same result. And the main issue is here. If you see here, the naming for this part is number 1. For the A, number 1. So the shape has the same name, like the A and the P, and they just morph between them. So all the points from this A will go to this form or any other form if they have the same naming. It's pretty simple. I hope that I was pretty clear. I'm trying my best. to see to explain this part. And once you will get it, it will be super easy. If you didn't understood what I explained, try it again. Break down the components that you will find in this asset. Check the namings, check everything, how they were done, and for sure in the end you will get it right, and your creativity will boom, explode, and how much cool things you can do inside Adobe XD. So I think that's it for today. Let's take another look, a final look, before we close our shop. Oops, let's go. The hover state for the menu, pretty cool. What I just have done. Oh, what's bothering you then? I don't get the hover. I think I ruined something inside, I don't know what, but let me just quickly find. Main component 8. I think this should be main also. But nothing happens. I think we did something wrong. Well, we didn't add hover state. Let's see. Oh yeah, we messed it up, but no worries, just delete these components, just make a new copy from the master component. That's why it's very important to have it around somewhere in a safe place. Just align it back to bottom, send it to back, Command C, make a copy, paste it, send it to back. Let's see if it works. No, it's not working because I think we deleted from here. Oh, and of course we want to add a hover, a new interaction, hover, destination, hover state, easy in is out 1 second, and I think all of these components right now should inherit that state that we created. Yeah. Super, problem solved. I think we deleted these the interactions from the prototype when I tried to explain, or I don't know, something like that. And let's make sure we have the last part working. Yeah, since we added again, we moved it, but it works. Yeah, so let's make sure they are added. 239. Perfect position. You can see here in the guideline is also inheriting the states and animations. So far so good. Yep, it's changed. Perfect, perfect, and perfect. So now we're done. We fixed the issue. I hope that you like my idea and approach of this type of UI for desktops. And till next time, take care and see you next week. Goodbye.